Rhino Blitz.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket.
Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Bluff with your host Rhino Blitz and friends. Thank you and welcome to the crash.
Hey Rhino Blitz, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Just got off a fresh episode of Commander Nation. Almost won with VV. I had the game, man, and the guy my buddy Brandon came in from the clutch from 2 health.
What I saw was Brandon was like wiping the floor with everybody. I don't know if I saw the same game as what you guys were playing then.
No. I was doing all the damage. And he was
the hard work. Okay.
I was doing the hard work. I had everyone's health down with VV, and then he had the win. I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, that's how it can go.
I had the easiest part of the game. I got to be the announcer at the beginning and the end, and I got to be the sound engineer. In other words, I had the ultimate board wipe. I got to win everybody if I wanted to.
He had the veto button. He had the codes to the football.
For those people who are fresh with us, we have been rocking out this new show along with a couple other new shows that Rhino Blitz and I have been producing together. And well, we touched on some very interesting topic last week that kind of absorbed our entire evening. And I'm kind of mad about it because there have been changes. And we brought TCG Dude in because he's got a little insight as well. And we're going to also be communicating about some other topics. TCG Dude, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, my man. Thank you for having me here. It's the first time on the show.
So I keep on forgetting it's your first time. You what's that?
The maiden voyage.
Oh, yeah. You were like there last week in chat, and it was like pretty much a dominant figure in our chat last week on Wednesday.
You're very much present and very much engaged, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I get around in the YouTube space. I'm what they refer to as a power user on YouTube. I spend a good 6 to 8 hours a day here with the YouTubes as a stay-at-home dad. You know, it's my in-between for the activities.
The way you put it on my Twitter page when I gave my thank you to everybody, you said YouTube is kind of like your series of bus stops. And I had Grok analyze that comment. And I had Grok analyze. I have Grok analyze everything. I don't want to make a statement unless Grok tells me it's okay. No, but seriously, Grok said it's a very interesting thought process. YouTube being like a series of bus stops. You don't want to get off on the wrong stop.
Right? Oh man, thanks, Grok. Got my back, bud.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, okay, well, we're approaching the ghetto. If you want to get off, here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Ding, ding.
And fortunately, you stopped in our upper class ghetto over here at the Round the Bluff.
Yeah, well, beware the rhino's horn.
Oh yeah. So, what have you been up to, TCG Dude? Anything big? And you know.
Well, if you're familiar with me, I'm big into Magic the Gathering, and I am doing more local stuff. So what I've coined is local focal, where my focus is on local events around me, by participating in LGS events and meeting up with other fellow Magic players to do drafts and whatnot. Particularly, I've been playing Canadian Highlander. It's kind of a interesting format. Basically, 100-card singleton, similar to Commander, but you don't have a card at the helm, and it's 1v1, 20 life points. So it's
Oh, nice.
it's
Canadian Highlander. For me, that
Mhm.
sounds like there shall be only two.
yeah, it's funny you say that. It is very much a reference to the 80s Highlander show.
Oh man. Did
But,
you ever watch
yeah.
Highlander, Rhino?
Oh, I did. I loved it.
Did you watch the TV show or the movies?
I watched both.
All right. Did you end up ever watching Highlander Raven? It was a
didn't
spin-off series.
really like it.
Not too many people particularly liked it. And what about you, TCG? Did you ever see that?
Not that particular one. I'm mostly familiar with Highlander, the TV show. I was born in the early 90s, so it was something that I saw kind of in passing as a youngster. But as time has gone on, Steven Seagal has developed quite the reputation. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal wasn't on that show.
he wasn't?
No, you're thinking of Christopher Lambert, who was who was
Okay.
Connor McLeod, and then Duncan McLeod. Oh,
Yep.
Connor McLeod, and then Duncan McLeod, who played his grand nephew, who was also a Highlander. He was played by Adrian Paul.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my like loose understanding is that essentially a Highlander is this mystical warrior of sorts that it kind of can't die, and if they ever encounter another Highlander, it's a fight to the death, kind of
Right.
like ninjas.
Yeah, kind of pretty much the whole concept is so you have to die at a violent battle during at the hands of somebody mystical who is already an immortal.
yeah.
So you gain your immortality by being slain by an immortal. Now, that immortal lets you become immortal, and he doesn't go about killing you again until after you learn how to protect yourself, which seems kind of, I don't know, it doesn't work for me, but it's
Yeah,
the
a
way it
little bit
goes.
of a horse before the carriage. or
Right.
carriage
So
before the
he
horse
kills
kind of
you. You come back to life as an immortal. Then you have somebody train you to fight for your mortality, being immortal.
Yeah.
And ultimately, there shall only be one immortal.
Yeah, it took a while for me to really understand it.
I loved that series. It was one of my favorite series. It was
so good. It was so good.
one of my favorite things because it actually had like very old school 1980s at the very beginning. It takes place at a WWF wrestling match, like old school.
Oh,
The very
okay.
first scene, and Connor McLeod he senses another immortal about, and he gets up out of his seat while watching this wrestling match and goes down to the parking structure. Now, if you're saying spoilers, well, this is a movie that's been out since the 80s, so you probably had enough time to watch it. But he goes down to fight inside a parking structure. And then we start seeing the magic and everything. And while he's fighting, you get his backstory. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I think your mic went out or something. I didn't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Like from a narrator or something.
Yeah. Pretty much his like he kind of narrates it to a certain degree. My favorite part of that series, though, particularly that movie, is that Sean Connery plays his immortal teacher.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah, and they keep on flashing back to Sean Connery teaching him how to protect himself as an immortal, and while showing you the modern day storyline.
Isn't it Sir Sean Connery
It
now?
is Sir Sean Connery. That's
Sir.
right. He has been knighted for being like the most awesome actor ever. Because that is acting is absolutely what's going to protect the realm.
Gotta fake it to make it, I guess.
Gotta fake it till you make it, or you're gonna break it.
A lot of us fake it till we make it, particularly in gaming. And there are those who faked it until their wallets got rich. Now, last week we were talking about the lawsuit of 13 Wizards of the Coast executives,
Yes.
Hasbro,
Let's translate.
and 2 of the investment companies, including the people holding on to the investment money, Bank of America. Just recently, I'm kind of agitated about this because I spent so much time looking into legal documents and learning legal words, so that way I could read things out halfway through a 74-page document, and we got halfway through last week. And then just 2 days ago, officially announced that the lawsuit was dropped. Just like a hot mic, they dropped it like it was hot. Now,
like it was hot.
So it pretty much killed tonight's episode to a certain degree, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
A little bit.
TCG dude had a lot of thought process during chat on the last show. What are your thoughts now?
Well, I think that there is some merit to the suit being brought forward from the couple of Hasbro shareholders, right? Because being a shareholder, that means that your money is invested into the company. And so their decisions impact your value, essentially. And so they should have some sort of say in what happens there. But I guess they just didn't think that it was going to hold water in court. And so that's why it was essentially dissolved. Like there's loose truths and some actual factual truths.
Okay, did you do that on purpose?
What?
Say water and then dissolved at the same time?
Bro, it flowed.
Stop with the puns.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's okay.
Funny guy.
We love it. Oh no, you're right though. So it's no longer there. They did dissolve it, and and I think like the whole fact that it didn't float appropriately, I think that it's part of it. But at the same time, Bank of America still has the chance to take it to the SEC. And should they file with the SEC, that would make it a federal thing. And it could take up to a year just for the filing on that. And then, even longer just to take it to court. So I don't know what the statute of limitations are, but at any point in time, because it didn't get to a court date yet, from what I understand, and we both watched the same video with Magic Historian and a few other people who were looking into this as well. This could still have a chance to go to court. So, I mean, whether it be a federal court with the SEC or even back to state court for,
civil.
For a civil matter, which it was going to be kind of a civil class action lawsuit against the 13 originally. So, like, does that kind of like hurt your trust more in like Wizards of the Coast now that we saw what happened? I mean, we've been seeing a lot of stuff through the years with big collectible companies like this.
Yeah.
What about you, Rhino? Does it hurt your trust?
Yeah, it really, really hurts my trust in the product. It really hurts my trust in the company and as a whole. Like it makes me worry about like the price of the product, maybe the quality of the product going forward. Because we already had a couple years ago where they downsized the amount of cards in a pack, downsized the amount of packs in booster packs, boxes. They upped it in the bundles, but they took it down in the boxes.
Right.
And then they changed the packs, like the way the pools worked. They did that.
Yep. The whole pack design has changed.
Pack design. That's it. Pack design. Pack design changed. So going forward, now, mind you, this is speculation and worry that with the investors going forward with this, and if it goes forward,
They're not. The investors aren't going forward at the moment. They dropped.
well,
They
that's what I'm
dropped.
saying. They dropped it. So now all I'm worried about is how is stock going to be affected and how the product is going to be affected. Like, is business going to be as usual, or is product quality and product availability going to change?
Right. My thought process, I don't know about your thought process, TCG dude, but this is how Hasbro got themselves into this problem in the first place, by allowing Wizards of the Coast to go business as usual.
Yeah.
And they've even admitted that they pretty much when they picked up Wizards of the Coast, they said, okay, as long as you make us money and you're honest with everybody, you can go business as usual. But business as usual may have gone further than just 4 years of losing $125 million. Business as usual might have been since the beginning, not accounting for everything. What's business as usual? And if they do consider business as usual, my thought process is I don't think Hasbro is going to let them consider business as usual.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they've screwed up already once, who's to say they're not going to screw up again?
That's my worry. That's my worry.
No, I don't think Hasbro is you think about Hasbro as Big Daddy, right? You do something that's going to give you a whooping, and you got a whooping once. I think you're probably going to get a whooping again, and I think Daddy's not going to let you go and get yourself a whooping a second time.
Right, should have learned your lesson.
Right, and this is Hasbro's one of the top 5 toy companies in the entire world. They're actually they were actually number 1 for a while when it came to major toy companies. Now Mattel's back up at number 1. They keep on pushing around either Mattel or Hasbro. And when you're dealing with the company that's whole goal is to not do segmentation, to do release to every child that comes out, that's Hasbro's goal. And the segmentation policy that Wizards of the Coast had were 2 different policies. And I think when it bit them in the butt, right there in the tuchus, I do believe that Hasbro probably won't let that happen again.
Yeah, that's understandable. So full disclosure, I'm not very legally intelligent as far as laws and bylaws and how corporations work and all that.
I'm a cartoon character who looks like a Futurama guy ripped off. Okay, so don't talk to me about laws. I know nothing about them.
All right, and nobody clip that. I'm not legally intelligent. Darn it.
You and me, bro.
And if you do clip it, don't send it to his wife when she files for divorce. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, really. No, but I approach this situation more as a Magic player and collector, not so much an investor. I don't have big bags like that. If I was an investor, it would have me more worried. But I'll make a comparison, like business to business, that it is, in my opinion, that Wizards of the Coast with their Magic the Gathering product is akin to Apple with the iPhone, as far as Apple is kind of the leading cell phone compared to Magic's leading card game.
Right? Oh, absolutely.
So they're almost too big to fail. But that's not always true, right? Another comparison is Microsoft and Xbox. Now, in recent times, they're going through a lot of turbulence and a lot of changes, but I was a big Xbox believer. back in the day.
Same
was a
here.
big Xbox.
Same here, but I was an Xbox believer because we wanted a console that could play computer games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the reason why Xbox worked then. But we're in the point in time where we're even questioning why we have consoles anymore if they won't give us solid state media. So like while that is I think the Apple argument is a lot more closer to the fact than the argument with Xbox because the way things have changed haven't really changed with the cell phone market, and just like with the collectible card market, things really haven't changed that much. It's still on cardboard. I mean, other than the way they prevent like counterfeit cards nowadays. I mean, they're making waves with that, but it's still the cardboard card market for collectibles is still the same as it was almost 30 years ago. And just like 30 years ago, as we've watched cell phones go from the Nokia to a Motorola Flip to the Sidekick to our smartphones that we have now, really the product hasn't changed to where we're carrying around, removing our desktops for a phone primarily, or removing our phone to carry around a desktop on our hip. You know, I think that like the argument there that you had, or the supporting argument, by the way, that you had, is much more apt with the Apple comparison to the card company.
No, Apple and phones for sure. The reason I brought up Microsoft and the Xbox is from my understanding, Microsoft took a huge loss financially by selling their Xbox 360s and then having the Red Ring of Death debacle, which was essentially where your console overheated and was unplayable. And so they had to do a return on like 30 to upwards of 50% of the consoles sold. So not only was it super expensive where they had minimal margin for profit per sale, but then they had to eat it on the return. And but they still managed to be a very successful gaming company. Xbox is part of the big three, right? You got Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo as the big three.
Big three, yeah. Consoles will still be around for a while. I think that the consoles are a dying breed, and particularly, I mean, we're getting handhelds back again. Like the day of the Game Boy is returning.
100%.
The day of the Game Boy is absolutely
people
returning.
Are playing with their Stream Decks. They got their Asus
Go Valve
or ROGs or whatever.
Go Valve, man. I've seen a lot of those different
hell, even cell phones these days, you can get a little hand holder thing and play all sorts of
absolutely
stuff
and a lot of, even though most cell phone games right now are being marketed towards the boomer, I mean you got your fake Final Fantasies like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. They're all gotcha games, but then you also have games that can be played on the computer and the cell phone, such as hold on a second. We got a shout out in chat based off ROG Alley, Steam Deck, Backbones, etc. Thank you, Firewolf. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I forgot what the ROG name was exactly. I'm not 100% tuned in there, but
something of gamers. I forget what the R is, but they do like a lot of tech, a lot of hardware. ROG does a motherboard I used to have.
Oh, okay. Asus Republican Gamers.
Azuma's, Republican Gamers.
Oh, it's Chaos.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Chaos.
buddy. Hope you're feeling better and got your sleep study done.
Yeah. Chaos is a good friend of ours. He was there for us last week, the last show, I believe.
Yes,
pretty much. Yeah, he was there for the last show. Really wish we can get him, but he's getting some sleep. He's sick. We got to make him feel better. Send out your positive vibes.
Yeah, he has sleep apnea. He had to get a sleep study done.
Oh, dang, man. That could
be not till tomorrow. Not till tomorrow. Okay,
sleep study tomorrow. Okay, so is there going to be a sleep test after the study? Because if there is, make sure you study extra hard.
Study extra hard.
Good. We miss you this week, so we're gonna see you on the next show. Right on, right on.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah. So
We're holding it down. Don't worry.
Yeah. So as we were saying, like, because of these the changes in the gaming market, you know, what are we expecting? Because I mean, we see that like there's certain technologies still existing, and the gaming market hasn't really changed. The collectibles market hasn't really changed, other than price and who's running running it in the background.
Yeah.
But when it comes to games like Magic the Gathering and
40K, and
well, particularly Magic the Gathering and games that are under the Wizards label that's currently owned by Hasbro. Now,
yeah,
we know that Hasbro has intended when they picked up Magic and the Magic and the Wizards of the Coast stuff that eventually it would possibly be worked into the Hasbro gaming licensing rather than the Wizards of the Coast stuff. But they hadn't done that yet. Do you think that this kind of situation where there's been quite a bit of debacles since Hasbro picked up Wizards of the Coast, and it's been on Wizards of the Coast side that we've been seeing these debacles, do you think that it would be prudent, or do you think that we'd see it on Hasbro's end to eventually fully absorb Wizards of the Coast into Hasbro Gaming?
Oh, good question. Yeah, that could be something that we could see happen. Very positive. That's a very plausible thing that could happen, especially in light of things that are going on right now.
What do you think, TCG dude? Do you think it's plausible? Do you think it would behoove them to do it? Do you think that like rather than having a daughter company that may end up ripping off investors a second time or third time or however many times it's already happened?
So smaller companies or sister companies or companies that are already under the umbrella getting melded in to other sections is not new, right?
No, it's not new.
Yeah,
not new at all.
but I don't think it would behoove them, honestly, just based on the consumer base for WotC, right? And I'm going off of the anecdotal evidence of just the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles release. There are more negative people than positive people from my understanding of it, despite the fact that the demographic of WotC consumers totally grew up with TMNT, something they probably liked watching on TV, some toys that they probably played with as a kid. They do not want it in their Magic product. And I feel that just simply changing the name on the back of the pack from Wizards of the Coast to Hasbro Gaming would be enough of a pushback from the consumer base that it would probably disrupt their sales.
I think that would be a truth, but it'd probably be a temporary truth. I believe
they'd get over it.
Yeah, absolutely. They'd get over it. It'd be a temporary truth. While regarding the collaborations, we used to only see them in secret layers, and then they started bringing them out with the Transformers and the Jurassic Park, and we started seeing more and more of these collaboration sets.
It went from the supplementary product into the main product, and there is a lot of folks that really don't like that, actually.
And we started seeing more of that with when Hasbro acquired the Wizards of the Coast. And but Hasbro does, as a corporation, they make their money off of these endorsement deals. Particularly with Disney, particularly Paramount, Warner Brothers. And so that's why we see like Hasbro Toys covers like every part of the entertainment media, as well as like Hasbro Gaming. I mean, look at, I know Hasbro has several games that we play, board games, tabletop games, you know.
Monopoly being one of the premier ones, and rumor has it that Monopoly Go is one of the big money bringers for Hasbro Gaming.
Monopoly has always been one of Hasbro's biggest money bringers. First of all, Monopoly is a historic game. Secondly, I mean, they've released every version of Star Wars as its own version of a Monopoly game. Plus, they've had Disney Monopoly crossovers. They've had Barbie Monopoly crossovers. They even, I think they even do the Game of Life. I could be wrong, but like a lot of these toy companies, they do make a lot of their money off of the collaboration work, and you know, and unfortunately, whether or not the fan base likes the fact that you're bleeding these Ninja Turtles and the Final Fantasy into my game, it's not going to stop, because the parent company, ultimately Hasbro, is going to have the final say.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like if we could turn back time a little bit, and
if we
just
could
not
turn
have...
back time. I'm sorry.
And have no universes beyond.
So we've touched base so far on the lawsuit as the claim that it actually is, and that it's being dropped, and our speculations on and our worries. You guys good to move on to the next topic?
Yeah. So the next topic that we have is Marvel. Pretty much Marvel's Avengers, and what we see coming up with Marvel. Before we go into a reactionary video, because I pulled up 3 different options for the teaser trailers. For these are, while they are official teaser trailers from not Wizards of the Coast, from Marvel from Marvel Cinemas, Marvel Films, pretty much Marvel Entertainment in a whole. I would like to discuss what we predict is going to happen with Marvel. So far, everything that's been released since the last Avengers movie has went directly to streaming services.
Rip, 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 zip, zip, zip.
Yeah.
Isn't it under Disney Plus now?
Disney Plus. Yeah. They didn't have any faith in Disney's doesn't have any faith in pretty much anything they've been making lately. That's the only reason why. Remember back in the day, we used to say that if you saw a Disney movie go directly to video, they didn't have any faith in it.
They have no faith in their products that they're producing in the short game.
So, what's your thought?
So, did they not put out the Fantastic Four movie in theaters? Was that straight to streaming?
It was in theaters. It was in theaters, but only for a week.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. I saw the movie. I don't commit to memory very well, but from what I've recalled,
because it wasn't good.
Yeah. I was gonna say it was mid, but
mid. Why are you being so nice to that? Why are you being nice to that? That
Pedro Pascal is all right, but having him as Mr. Fantastic was a little different. And
all right, yeah. Did you see the baby? Did you see Thing holding the baby? And when he was holding the baby glitched through the Thing's animation.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He glitched through the Thing's animation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts, because that's top of the line movie studio, not quality, but triple A, right? When it comes to Marvel Studios and their movies, like you expect that to be top of the line. So to have that output in the movie, all bad.
See, I don't care. Now we went into the movie knowing that it was going to be an alternate universe movie. It wasn't going to be in universe.
Yeah,
so
we
went into that knowing it wasn't going to be in universe. Hey, what's up, Lone Wolf? Oh.
What's up, Lone Wolf?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we went into the movie knowing it was going to be an alternate universe movie. They purposefully did this so that way the fanboys like me wouldn't complain when they hurt the lore. And they made the choice. And I guess now that one of the actors from the Fantastic Four movie that we know from nearly 15 years ago died recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them died. So it was a good choice to just continue on with this alternate universe because we're never going to have that Fantastic Four again.
We're talking about also Chadwick Boseman also passed away, and
Well,
he was a big part of the Marvel franchise, and that screwed up that series.
Well, see, I'm a firm believer in recasting.
Yeah, I don't mind recasting. I don't mind. I'm just saying.
I'm a firm believer in recasting
in that universe.
Even in that universe, I'm a firm believer in universe recasting. Look at what they did with
Rhodey.
Yeah, exactly who I was going to point out. The actor thought Terrence Howard thought he was worth more than the main character, and wanted to get paid more than the main character, and had a hissy fit.
His loss.
And he lost himself a thing. And then we got Don Cheadle, who I absolutely love in that movie.
Absolutely love. I love Don Cheadle.
And pretty much when they introduced Don Cheadle as Rhodey, eventually War Machine, but as Rhodey, when they introduced Don Cheadle as Rhodey, the moment he walked on the screen, I completely forgot about Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not too invested in the Marvel movies as other folks are, but the recast did throw me off a little bit. Not gonna lie. But that's just me personally. Similar to when the Star Wars Rogue One came out, having seen, the first trilogy and the middle trilogy, Rogue One just completely having a different cast. I couldn't connect, bro.
Right.
I could not connect.
It did have a hard time connecting because people with Star Wars, for example, see, Rogue One, while it came out a little bit before Solo, and was a much better movie than Solo, Rogue One was hard on people at first because people were wanting to finish off a saga of the Skywalkers.
Absolutely.
A lot of people were feeling that way. Yeah.
And Disney has been adamant since very beginning, especially since now that she's gone, Kathleen Kennedy is gone, thank goodness. But she was very much anti the Skywalker stuff. Pretty much, she started out as, how she started out, right? She wasn't even a producer or anything. She started out as a middleman between producers and writers.
Oh, she took the lunch orders. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So pretty much she took that middleman. She was that middleman person, and somehow weaseled her way in to being
a top position in Lucasfilms.
Right, but
crazy.
That was one thing, but Disney itself, Disney was very adamant to have their own storyline. Now, I liked Rogue One for one reason. Rogue One did help with us understanding more of the politics of Star Wars.
Right, expanding the universe.
Right, and I do approve of expanded universe. There is only, I agree with Disney at one point. There is only so far that you could have went with the Skywalker saga, and
it takes us back to what we're dealing with Avengers and Marvel right now.
Absolutely does to a certain degree. Now back with Avengers, right? So the Avengers stuff. Unfortunately, and this will be a thing as long as other companies own the production rights to characters that were leased out during the 70s. Now, now that Fox is part of Disney, they have a good majority of the mutant catalog back. They have a good majority of the characters that they had to take, because Eternals. Remember, the Eternals
Was supposed to have a second film and they didn't because of.
Well, they didn't have a second film because the first film sucked. But the Eternals were given extra storyline in order to make up for what they couldn't do with mutants. Now, the deviant characters in the comic book lines were mutants that were ancient. They were like, they were doubly mutant, ancient doubly mutants that were kind of like, and the Eternals had more of they had biblical and Greek storylines that went along with them.
Yeah.
And that was a big old thing with the Eternals. Now, do you guys remember a TV series that came out that had that was part of Marvel Television, that was out at the same time as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was
New Mutants or the other
no,
one?
not New Mutants. That was a one-off movie. Can't right off my head, my brain isn't clicking on all four cylinders. What was the name of the TV series?
Shadow and Light or whatever it was?
No. That was a different series. Also not associated. I'm doing a quick Google here to
I know
remember
what
the
you're
name.
talking about, but I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Television. Marvel Television. Inhumans. Okay. The Inhumans. Okay. So the Inhumans, right? Which they kind of touched on in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They were characters from the 70s that were pretty much part Kree and part human, and their Kree DNA would come out through the uses of a crystal that would be a dust-like crystal that they would breathe in. They kept all that, but in the comic books, they were mutants that also had the Kree DNA, and they got rid of that for the thing because they didn't have the rights to use the word mutants. It was a big deal. Well, now we're sitting here. We're looking at what we have now. And we have the Avengers, which was the first to come around. Breathe, buddy, breathe.
Got my inhaler over here.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a reaction.
I did need to hit the inhaler.
Yeah. We're gonna do a reaction to one of the teaser trailers to Avengers, even though the official teaser trailers and everything won't be released for another 8 months, because the movie's not going to come out for another 11 months. So
wow.
I'm going to give you the choice: Steve Rogers, Thor, or the X-Men.
I vote X-Men.
I vote X-Men. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the X-Men trailer.
Hell yeah. I mentioned to my girl before the show, I was like, we might be watching some teasers, and she pulled up the YouTube and she's like, there's 4 of them, right? I was like,
yeah, there's 4 teaser trailers. Now, rumor has it that these teaser trailers may or may not be even featured in the Doomsday movie. It's just going to they're just to tease the characters that they made these just to tease the characters that will be in the movie.
But why?
I didn't understand why either.
Because Disney has a problem with highly anticipated movies being leaked, and scripts being leaked, and concepts being leaked before.
Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense.
So I
Yeah.
do apologize. I do not have YouTube Premium, so we might have to wait 3 to 5 seconds for me to hit skip if there's an ad.
Okay.
So we're gonna share
Sure.
my screen. Share screen. Boom, boom, and this.
Yeah, on a
teaser-
side note, I've totally diminished our subscriptions in the house, but YouTube Premium is one that we keep on deck because those ads are horrible.
I grew up with I'm with so much advertising in my life. I was raised by a television set, so I have gotten brainwashed to I do get a little agitated, and I do end up pressing that skip button. All right.
But they're just a part of life for you, huh?
Right. They become a certain part of life. So this is called The X-Men Will Return. I'm going to put it up into boom, so that way we get rid of that. And we're going to go boom, and we're going to play. So we're going to pause because it's reactionary content, and this is a full 1 minute and 8 seconds. So we're going to pause 30 seconds in so we can react. But if you have a reaction and you want me to pause it at any point in time to say something, let me know. We're not going to play straight through the whole minute worth because we don't want to get copyrighted.
Death comes for us all.
Ooh. All right. I'm just pausing right here just to notice the room. It kind of looks like they reskinned the Doctor Strange's building.
Inner sanctum.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they reskinned the inner sanctum for this little shot right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I know for sure. The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
All right. So, what do we remember from Wolverine, the Wolverine movie with Charles Xavier? He that takes place in the future, based off of a version of the Old Man Logan stuff, and then then they kind of, with the kid as well, they kind of ripped off part of Old Man Logan for that.
Yeah.
So this would take place before
Old Man Logan.
Before Weapon 10 or Weapon 11, which is the girl. It would take place before the Logan movie. And assuming that this universe is that same universe. Assuming it's the same universe.
We saw the Xavier sign. Yeah, I mean, you could already tell by the voice.
The Xavier School for Mutants sign.
Yeah. And then I like how the wheelbase was an X.
Yeah, it very much looks very similar to the X-Men movie trilogy from the beginning, the wheelchair so far. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
I have to pause right there. Now, so either this is an alternate universe, yet once again, with the same versions, or he didn't die at the hands of Jean Grey.
Yeah, or he didn't die.
Cyclops, as we remember, when the Phoenix took over, was presumed dead.
Yeah.
So you're shaking your head. Please use your words.
Oh, sorry. I meant
no. TCG dude, he's shaking his head.
But why?
so you know, I mean, so if this is the same universe, I need to know how he survived the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, I need to know how he survived the Phoenix Force.
Right.
I need to know that.
Unrelated to how he survived. those chess pieces were metal, so I assume that Magneto didn't even need to touch them to move his pieces.
Right?
Yeah.
But notice he moved the black piece. It would have been better if they had him move the one that was quite obviously metal with the silver pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair point.
Yeah. I can't wait till December.
Cannot wait.
Oh, and they even got the ticker there. Okay.
You can go. They have a live feed where the ticker is just counting down.
We almost got close to it. We almost got close to
There's
it.
a live feed where you can watch the ticker count down.
Bro, they would monetize on anticipation like that.
And
For
it's
real?
been going since they did the chairs. Did you watch the chair feed?
No.
Oh, is that where they go the chair, like they go all the way down the way and then Robert Downey Jr. is
Yeah.
at the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they did this is the same feed. It's been going on since.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just been a live feed since that, counting down, and they've only changed the feed look a couple of times because of the change in the logo. They decided that Kang wasn't going to be part of it anymore, so they changed those things. And then actors who are they've had a couple places where they've done a few interviews with the actors. They've even showed these 4 trailers as well. All right. So my thought process is I'm really excited for this.
Yeah.
Nostalgia wise.
Nostalgia wise, I am excited for it. Yeah.
The best thing they can do is hit me in the nostalgia spot. The reason why I loved the Spider-Man 4th movie was because they hit me in the nostalgia bone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, they say.
And bringing back the original Spider-Man from not the original Spider-Man from the 70s. I would have loved that too.
Are you talking Tobey Maguire?
Bringing back Tobey
2000?
Maguire, that was great. I just wish that they would have done a little less camp with Tobey Maguire.
I mean, I've always felt that Spider-Man is kind of inherently campy. That's kind of his shtick.
Well,
if you
yeah,
will.
it particularly is, and one they did with every Spider-Man, they got the jokes while fighting part right. I feel like with every version of that of Spider-Man that they've released so far, but I just feel like by this point in time, the Peter Parker that Tobey Maguire plays, he's lost Aunt May. Pretty much he's lost pretty much his aunt. He's lost his uncle. He's come close to losing his girlfriend, then wife, and even then they're very they're like, yeah, but we kind of got over it. I got my Mary Jane, and but by this point in time, he's older now. Now we have the choice of if we introduce him again, the choice is, does he come back as the future father of Spider-Girl at his age, or do we just forget about all this stuff and not ever do another Tobey Maguire movie again? They're not going to ever do a Tobey Maguire movie, but from what I understand, he will be returning to the Avengers universe.
Yeah, he's gonna have cameos. Yeah. Yeah.
You were going to say TCG, dude?
Oh, that's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I really feel like as far as the Marvel portion of this show, my girlfriend would be so much more apt for this conversation. She is a devout fan. According to her, from what she told me, apparently the Spider-Verse is what connects all the multiverses
Well,
of
that's
Marvel.
the Spider-Verse is one of the connections to it. Absolutely. We got Super Fast Tortoise hanging out in chat. How you doing, Super Fast? Super Fast.
How you
Super
doing?
Fast.
Super fast.
Oh yeah. The Spider-Verse is one of the connections. I'm not a big fan of how the cartoon series dealt with a couple of the characters in the Spider-Verse because two of the characters are from the future. Particularly a particular Spider-Man 2099. He's not part of his own universe. The 2099 universe is the future of the 16 and of the of our regular universe, you know.
You know, they gave him his own magic card.
So
Yeah.
like I kind of don't like the new changes to that, to that part of with the 2099 Spider-Man because I grew up with it's the same universe, it's just 100 years later, and I just never was a big fan of the change they made for that. But regarding
While
also,
we're on the topic of Spider-Man, do you have opinions on the new Nicolas Cage Spider Noir?
Yeah, Spider Noir.
okay, first of all, I want that to be a movie.
Yeah.
First of all, I want that to be a movie.
Oh, it's gonna be a series, not a
It's gonna-
movie.
Yeah, it's going to be a direct to Disney Plus release. Yeah,
I mean,
everything that they bring lately has been flopping on release.
well, that's because Disney doesn't have faith. This Avengers Doomsday is Disney's chance to attempt to make something theater worthy. And I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing's going to be theater worthy anymore. Theaters are dying. People don't want to go anymore. People don't want to spend $20 per adult ticket.
yeah.
Nobody wants to spend $20 per adult ticket and another $15 to $20 for popcorn and a drink. And when you go on date night, that is a whole paycheck. Go with your children. That is 2 paychecks to go to a friggin' movie.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. And I'm not one to try to be outwardly complaining about things. I understand that inflation happens.
I'll complain.
Do it for me, brother. But for real though, from my understanding, when the advent of the movie theaters happened, it was supposed to be a cheap family outing option,
Oh, absolutely. So we sit here and we're looking at this, right? And I know we're going a little overtime. I hope you don't mind.
No, I'm good on time.
Because we're about to hit that hour mark, and I had originally planned for today to be a hour and a half to 2 hours because of the lawsuit, but since Wizards of the Coast decided to screw me on all my research, once
We
again,
have a little bit of time to discuss the last topic, and
and the last topic is what we're going to get to right now, in just a moment. But what do you want to see? Because from the Marvel universe,
what do I want to see? I want to see Luke Cage come back and Nicholas and what's her name, Jessica Jones and Iron Fist. I want to see that come back. I think that was on Netflix. That was done really well. Iron Fist, the acting could have been a little better, or the writing a little better.
I approved of Iron Fist 100%. At least they stayed comic book accurate.
They stayed very comic book accurate.
The actor was perfect. The acting was great.
I said it wrong. I meant I felt like the script could have been a little better.
Well, the script was mid because they tried to do something and they weren't given the ability to do certain things. They were told, okay, well, once again, it goes back to unfortunately, we can't issue certain characters because remember, the Iron Fist had a lot to do with in the comic books, had a lot to do with Doctor Strange,
Daredevil,
Well, on top of Daredevil. I mean, they were all in New York.
My thoughts on Iron Fist, and this is without any comic book knowledge. I thought that it was a bit of a cheesy show, but to what y'all are saying, they were able to do cheesy pretty well, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
be right back, fellas. I got some to go at the door.
Oh, absolutely. Get dinner. Yeah. So when he comes back, we're gonna talk about MagicCon, and we got some ideas for you, and definitely Rhino Blitz is going to tell you about what he's got going on regarding MagicCon. But when we're going to wait until TCG dude comes back for that. What I would like to see, and I definitely would like to see Jessica Jones return, and that entire Netflix crew return. Also, now that they have access to the mutants, I definitely would like to see Cloak and Dagger, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger, yeah.
And I would also like to see the New Mutants. I would like them to reboot the New Mutants. I don't want the New Mutants from that movie that we got, because they did the New Mutants pretty hard in that show, and they didn't connect the New Mutants to the X-Men universe appropriately.
They did not connect to the X-Men universe, considering Magic is Colossus's sister.
Exactly where I was going with that. Exactly. And
Colossus is a #1 X-Men.
And who else is related to another X-Men that was a big X-Men? A particular Native American girl who is the niece of a particular Native American who is very good with tech.
Sister.
Yeah, it's his niece. It's not his sister.
It's his niece. Yeah, it's
his niece. But you know, they didn't do that movie justice, because they didn't connect it, and they put him in like a little a mutant asylum, and they were students of Charles Xavier. They weren't asylum inmates.
Yeah, they weren't.
They tried to make I think what they did is they had the rights to this, and they wanted to make a horror movie, and it didn't work out right. Regarding Jessica Jones and the Netflix people, while they did hint that and it didn't happen in the second season of Daredevil like they were supposed to. They were gonna allegedly hinting that it was going to open up for the other characters to eventually come back.
Yeah.
Now, the actress who plays Jessica Jones, she said that Disney hasn't even approached her, and she's
wow.
While most of the people from these Marvel products, they're told not to say whether or not they have, but she directly said she was absolutely disappointed that they hadn't approached her in an interview. And when an actor says that they're disappointed that they haven't done something, I usually believe that part of the conversation.
Yeah, I usually believe that.
Right. Whatever happened to Scarlet Witch and Vision and all that?
Vision is doing Vision Quest.
They dropped it. They dropped Vision Quest.
Did they really?
They canceled it.
Wow.
They canceled Vision Quest. Pretty much.
He was a good actor for Vision too, I thought.
He was.
Paul Betancourt.
Bettany. Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, they canceled Vision Quest. They didn't cancel. They didn't even go into production yet. They canceled based off of the scripts they had been given. Now, some people speculate that because Vision takes a lot of CG, and they wanted to not do because in WandaVision, Vision was mostly out of his Vision character. He, for the most part, didn't. There's very few scenes where he was Vision.
Is it a hot take to say that the entire WandaVision show was actually just a lead up into it was Agatha all along?
Partly, and Agatha all along was a much better series. I was actually just going to click on that. Superfast Tortoise says, I would like to see a series where they cover Magneto's history to his prime and how Professor X became enemies. You know, I think that would be a great series, considering that the prequel movies didn't hit that exactly the way we wanted it. It just like
No.
showed they got in a little argument. They didn't agree with each other's politics, and he went along his way, But at the same time, I would like to see that. But maybe they could use this new movie as, because we saw in the teaser trailer that we saw an old Magneto. So what we could probably see is flashbacks to different points in time for Magneto, featuring both actors who played Magneto, a young Magneto and an old Magneto. And we can see how Magneto becomes leader of the X-Men when Charles Xavier disappears.
Right. They could have a movie where it's based in the present, but they do flashbacks.
Right. And it can be narrated by old Magneto.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good concept. I think on that note, it is time to talk about one last and most important thing that we missed out on last week, and that is MagicCon. Now, Rhino Blitz, you're going to MagicCon this year.
Yeah, I'm going to MagicCon. Everybody who's not familiar with MagicCon, it's in Vegas this year. There's a couple of them a year. The one I'm going to is in Vegas. The dates for that is May 1st through the 3rd. I'm going to just be in participation, getting ready, and practice for the circuit. Learn about the cons. And
so, are you playing in the circuit? You're saying you're going to play?
I'm gonna play. I have a badge.
Right on.
I think this is a good question. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but is this your first MagicCon?
This is my very first MagicCon. Yes, that's why.
Hot dog, bro. Okay,
and I'm going for my birthday. I'm going for my birthday because my birthday is May 15th, right in the middle of the month.
Oh, okay. A little double dose of fun. That's
a little double dose of fun.
So as somebody who's only done one MagicCon or attended one MagicCon, it was in Vegas. It was during October, so colder months for the rest of the country, but still 80 degrees in Vegas. I can only imagine how hot it's going to be in May, bro.
Oh, it's going to be so hot. I'll probably lose like 20 pounds while I'm gone.
What are you looking forward to with it? What is there something in particular?
I'm looking forward to the artist panelist. I'm trying to get the artist that did VV to sign my VV.
Oh, sweet.
That's always fun. If I can give a little bit of advice for the signatures, make sure that you don't have other events or things scheduled during that day or around that time, because you never know how long the artist lines can be. And even if it's a short line, it could be 5 people, and one of those 5 people has like 100 cards to sign. I stood in line behind a fellow that, no offense to anybody with a handicap, but he had one arm, literally couldn't shuffle a Magic deck. And I stood behind him for an hour getting his cards signed, bro.
You put a good amount of time to it.
Yeah, 100%. But man, it's so exciting. It's like, if I could compare it to anything, probably a simple comparison is like going to your first state fair or a Ferrande or something like that, where you see all the carnival rides and, the equestrian stuff and the clowns with all their get up and stilts and everything. Like it's a big event.
I love conventions. Oh, for just
I used to go to Otakon here in Maryland and Baltimore. It's a cosplay convention.
My thing
so
right
you've
there.
Been to conventions before then, so you're familiar with that at least.
Yeah.
I love cosplay at conventions.
I know. I'm sure if you guys know older anime, I went as Vash the Stampede from Trigun one year.
Hey, I did Vash the Stampede one year at Anime Expo, when Anime Expo was at Anaheim. Yeah. 1 year for Comic-Con, I did Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy.
I also have to admit, I've never been to Comic-Con either, and I used to collect comics, and I've just never got the chance to go.
Yeah, man.
Tisk.
If I had the money to build a costume again,
Oh, there's some ideas I have for that if I had the money to build a costume again.
So out of so if you were to cosplay this year for Magic Con, what character would you cosplay as?
Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach.
Okay, so a non-magic character. Interesting.
Did they have okay. Hey, you know, a lot of people go to a lot of cons that don't have anything to do with the characters.
Oh, you meant magic related. Oh, you meant magic related.
No, I mean that was a fair
Hey,
answer.
it was a fair answer. A lot of people go to cons that, you know, I've seen people
No,
go
if
to
I
Comic
was
Con
to
and dress
con-
up as characters that weren't in comic books, unless they're in, if you include manga as a comic book, I do. Some people don't, you know. So it's how you you know, how you think it. But
That's
let's
a
say
hot debate for another episode.
that is a hot debate. We'll write that down. We'll write that down in our list of potential topics.
For sure.
uh,
Buddy man, so you paid for your ticket, you have your entry already. Did you sign up for any events, like any drafts or 1Ks or
No,
any of
I
the
still have to sign up, and there's a deadline that I have to meet.
Okay.
Yeah,
as-
I've been looking at everything, and I have to sign up pretty quickly. I'm working on it out because I didn't know the exact dates and everything, and I had to plan
Right.
accordingly. So I'm playing catch up. So I'm basically going to be in whatever available events are available.
why don't we
100%, bro.
why don't we next week or our next show here, why don't we pull up the event listings and see
Well,
what
I know there's only like a few available badges left. So the badge that I'm getting is it's like 120 or like
It's the
150.
weekend
or what-
badge.
Yeah, it's not that bad. You get like 3 collector boosters or something or whatever, or 2 collector boosters and something.
Right. So
Yeah,
that's
but
your-
I
that's
want
your
I
entry
wanted to
badge,
go
yeah.
big. I wanted to go bigger, much, much, much bigger. But all those are already sold out.
right.
So personally speaking, I think that unless you just like to flex, just doing the weekend badge, the premium weekend badge is the way to go.
Yeah, that's what I was going
when
to
I
do. Just
went,
get the premium weekend badge.
yeah, you get a playmat, you get a couple of collector boosters, and then they give you a couple of promo exclusive cards. I happen to get a Doctor Strange counter spell, which I
Oh,
need
nice.
to dig out. It's floating around here somewhere.
Literally, because Doctor Strange
Oh, good one, Dan. No, but I did sign up for, so the events that I participated in was a Mystery Booster 2 draft, which was like $35, which is on par for price. And then I could have sworn I did 3, but of the 2 that I remember, the Mystery Booster 2 draft, and then the Tellurian Academy pre-release mashup where each person was given 2 kits and you mashed them up, and there was 1,000 people in that event, bro.
Yeah, like
It's
like
great.
I haven't scheduled like my flights and my hotels and all that because recently I had a family
Ooh.
crisis.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm working around that. My brother passed away a lot suddenly, and so I'm dealing with that. So that kind of put the travel arrangements on hold, but I'll get there.
Okay, I'm sorry for your loss, man. The good news for you is that Vegas has been going through some sort of a visitor drought, so you might be able to cop some really good deals for your hotel.
Yeah, that's what my friend that's going. Well, my girlfriend's hopefully going with me if she can get off work, and my friend's already committed to going with me because he lives in Cali in LA, and he was going to drive the 4 hours there. And he's
You are meeting up with somebody there.
Yes, I am. And he's been to Vegas a ton. So he knows the area and he knows the places to go. So
I
that was
loved Vegas.
smart person to go with, in my opinion.
Back when
100%.
slot machines used to take coins instead of digital credits.
Yeah.
You know, I used to get lost in Vegas. Now that just shows how old I am. Being 48 years old, I remember going into Las Vegas, and I was 22 years old, and I would be playing. I was playing the slot machines, and I was getting carded left and right. And you know, sometimes when you got carded when you were looking young, they used to comp you rooms just for getting carded because they didn't
Wow.
want to get sued or whatnot. You know, I don't know, but I got comped out for almost 2 weeks straight at different hotels in Las Vegas just for
Nice.
looking
Bro,
young.
what?
Yeah, I got lost in Vegas. I lost track of time.
Oh wow.
I was winning because now you used to be able to win on slot machines because I used to be able you win, you cash out your winnings, and you hear the coins come out. Ding, 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 ding. I would take half of those coins, put them in a cup because we had cups that we put our coins in. If anybody is old like me, you remember the Las Vegas coin cups that you used to get.
Okay.
And then I would put the other half of the winnings back in the machine. And then I would play until I won again, and then put
As
half
is
of that,
tradition.
as is tradition. And then I would put the winning coins back in the cup and just keep on doing that. And I found myself ahead. I went back to Vegas after they got rid of the coin op machines. And
Nice.
I only spent 2 days there and went home
Oh.
under.
But you got to be Hunter S. Thompson for 2 weeks.
For
right?
2 weeks. I mean, it's not like they comped me like sweets or anything. I wish, you know.
Right,
but-
right. You got the dingy, you know, bed bug hotel room, but you
Yeah,
still got
I
a room.
mean, we were staying. You know, you got comped out at places like Slots of Fun in the old hotels in the old strip over on Frontier. You know,
Oh wow.
but
yeah, they have 2 strips now, kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, the old
Yeah.
strip of Frontier Street, and they've niced up Frontier Street. They've closed off the street. They've covered it up, so it's like an indoor shopping center practically. At night it's all lit up like friggin' nobody's business, you know.
It is quite a sight. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for my first Magic Con. I'm excited for everybody being here today. Excited for the progress of the channel and what we hope to get done with the channel.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the
100%.
works.
I'm excited for you, Rhino, to go to Magic Con, man. Like, I remember my hype for it back in 2024. Man, it was so real. And the set that released was Dustborn, and it was around Halloween time, and they had the Halloween after party, and just like it was real. Like it. This is probably a topic for another time, but I'll quickly summarize. It cemented my hobby for cardboard into a real life thing that thousands of other people shared. And
Yeah.
it was a tangible experience, man.
Yeah,
That's
so
one of the things that we like about collectibles is it's the collectibles, the trading cards. When we were kids, we had this ability to sit down and go, got it, need it, got it, need it, got it. And then we'll take our duplicates, and it doesn't matter if they were worth money because we were kids, and we'd trade for the cards that we wanted from our friends who had duplicates of those cards that we wanted.
Yeah.
And it was an
We-
even trade, and we
yeah.
enjoyed ourselves.
We enjoyed ourselves. We liked the game. We enjoyed the game. We obsessed about the
The
game.
game and the collectible
love
and the
of the
having
game.
it in your collection. Yeah. What'd you say, TCG did?
No, for the love of the game.
Yeah.
But for the love of the game, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we were able to do things like
It was
that
about
when we were
bringing each
younger.
other together. It was about building a community.
And my point with that statement is whether or not we're talking about Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, Marvel Comics and Marvel movies, or the companies that own Wizards of the Coast like Hasbro and Disney who own Marvel, we can still sit back with a nostalgic feel and go, hey, you know what? You know, maybe this X-Men movie won't be that bad. Maybe that new set that they're going to release next year on the 7 sets that they've told us about next year won't be that bad, and they're going to give us some good cards. Maybe we're going to sit down as a group and talk about it on the Around the Bluff with Rhino and friends, and we're going to sit there and talk about what we liked about all these cards. This is why we collect. This is why we sit here, and we're not obsessed with the FOMO. Sure, we want to have our childhood back. We want to have what we grew up with back. But remember, boys and girls, it's not what you have
progression.
in your collection. It's what we have with each other.
It's about progression and about camaraderie. It's about progressing forward in your knowledge of the game, pressing forward in your sportsmanship in the game, all of the above.
And TCG Dude does, in fact, collect sleeves.
Oh man, I got a complaint for that the next time I'm on the morning show, Tortoise. Oh gosh, I have an incomplete set of Dragon Shields now.
Oh,
Yeah, bro. They sell in a pack of 100, which is like really a 101 or 102, but I have an incomplete invalid deck now because a couple of missing sleeves. I'll tell that story later.
Oh, but you know what feels incomplete is every time we hit this very moment. Rhino, what time is it?
it's end of the stream, I think. Time to,
Don't tell me that. We were
yeah,
having
but
too much
we're gonna
fun.
start with my main man here. Thank you for joining us. Tell us where we can find you and how we can see where you're going with your things going on.
Hey guys, I'm Alex, the TCG dude, out here keeping magic alive. Personally, gotta be honest, I'm a bit more of a collaborator than a creator these days. So I just like to commune with like-minded folks like Rhino Blitz and KJ Cowboy Dan. So, if you want to keep up with what's happening in Magic or check in with me on the meta of Magic, you can always hit me up at TCG Dude on X or YouTube, and occasionally over on the Twitch and Instagram side at TCG Dude 907. And seldomly you'll catch me over on the morning show on YouTube over on Super Fast Tortoises channel. So check in there Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Alaska Standard Time or 8 a.m. Alaska Standard Time. I know. Wait, hold on now. What is time? It's a construct.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for Super Fast Tortoise in the Shell morning coffee show.
You know who else can
Thank
catch
you.
TCG Dude is, according to Superfast Tortoise, the Dragon Shield customer service can catch TCG Dude.
Yeah.
Catch me on the customer service line, son.
Yes, sir. Catch me outside. Catch me outside.
How about that?
All right, and next is
Hi, howdy, hey, boys and girls. KJ Cowboy Dan here in my 2.5D self. That's right. For those of you guys who remember me, I used to be a PNG. Now I am full on cartoon, and I'm here hanging out with Rhino Bluff on a regular basis. Join us on Monday for the next episode of Jars in the Bluff, where our theme song last night hit number 44 on the Spotify local for the theme songs and soundtracks category regarding podcasts. So we rocked out, and we are currently, by the way, for our just want to let you guys, particularly people who are paying attention, we are currently at position number 360. So we got bumped down, but we're still in the 500. Right on. Also, you can find me on YouTube and on Twitch, where I hang out with the boys on YouTube. Tomorrow night, I'll be hanging out with Mr. DJ Longhair on the MTG Roundtable. And who knows, maybe I might have a few other things coming around. Maybe you might see me somewhere else. But we also are here 2 nights a week on the Around the Bluff with my boy Rhino Blitz. That's this lovely guy right here.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for interacting with our chat. Welcome to the Crash. That's the following I decided to go with because a group of rhinos is called a crash. So those of you who didn't have that knowledge. So thanks for being here and joining us. And give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. You can follow me at YouTube at The Real Rhino Blitz and soon enough on Twitch for all our gaming purposes.
All right, boys and girls, I want you guys to do me a favor. In just a few seconds, you're going to see our ending bumper. But in the meantime, as Rhino said, hit that like button. And if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe. Go and find TCG Dude and do the same over there. Thank you very much. We enjoyed. Have fun. Peace out. And remember, always be good heads and join the crash. Don't let your jar get cracked.